if you're playing with your friends, there's no reason to think that your friends are dicks, like the dicks of the internet.
Hi, hello, welcome in. Today we're scrolling our D&D over on Reddit. What I like to do is scroll through new and pick out some posts based just on their titles that I think will be interesting. I don't read for context, at least not yet. I then present them to you live. We talk about anything we can possibly glean from just the title, read for context and talk about that. Then most of the time we venture down into the comments to see if people agree or disagree with us, if they're fighting with each other, or just saying silly stuff. If you want to join us while they're live, hop down into the description below and follow me on Twitch. And please feel free to tell me what you thought down in the comments below. Without further ado, let's talk about whether or not D&D can actually ruin friendships.
Can D&D actually end friendships? Yes. I would venture a guess that also video games and board games can end friendships. Why? Because they're all social games. If you're playing with people, if you're interacting with people, you can end a friendship. Tell me where the lie is. If you're interacting with your friends, there's always a possibility of ending your friendship. There's also a possibility of making new friends. Because when you're interacting with people, it's possible to make friends. It's possible to make your friendships stronger. It's possible to make them weaker. It's possible to not change them at all. Just keep like a steady friendship going. If you're interacting with your friends, you can fuck up. But let's read for context. I'm getting ready to DM my first big game. All of my others have been with a party of 2, with just my 2 closest friends. I was looking around on some DM advice posts, and I stumbled into some RPG horror stories subreddit. Sure. I was mortified to find a myriad... It's not myriad of, it's just myriad. A myriad posts. People love to use that word, but nobody uses it correctly. It's in one of my watchers. One of my timers, I'm pretty sure. I think it's still there. To find a myriad posts describing how friendships were ended due to a subpar DM, making the players angry with their lack of skill. Why is everything the DM's fault? Newsflash, it's fucking not. It's not the DM's fault. Stop blaming everything on the DM. They simply play a different role. They are still a player. They are not your mommy. They are not your daddy. They are not your teacher. They are not your police officer. They're not your security guard. They're no piece of authority. They're just the one... They may be the arbiter of rules, which gives them a false sense of authority. But in theory, everyone should know the rules. Everyone should be able to have a conversation about the rules. They're just the one that makes the decision in the moment, just like all of the players are making the decisions about what their characters do in the moment. Myriad is frequently a ChatGPT tell because it's in so much training data. The grammar of this post, though, is too bad to- Yeah. Imagine that. A DM rules just like the players, right? Mario Party remains the true test of friendship. It's so funny. So, Red and I have done a couple of streams playing Overcooked together, and people always come in and they're like, oh, like, this is the relationship ruiner, and our response is always like, we met in kitchens. This is just our life. This is how we met. We find this a lot of fun. It's very funny. that there are particular games that are just like, oh, it's gonna ruin your friendship. Welcome in, Works. How's it going? Okay, sorry, I got angry and I stopped reading this. Okay. In a fit of nervousness, I canceled the month session and spent a few hours trying to prep as well as humanly possible, but I can't help but wonder, are these stories often embellished for clout, or are my newfound nightmares founded? If I do have something to worry about, how can I avoid disappointing my players? Thank you. Oh, for fuck's sake. I could possibly ruin the relationship more than he already has. They're golden. Oh, see, you guys always think that it's red that's gonna ruin the relationship, but you don't know how fucking annoying I am. Firstly, run this through ChatGPT before posting next time. No, I'm kidding. But this is so upsetting to me. To answer this question, are these stories often embellished for clout? Firstly, yes, sometimes I'm sure they are embellished for clout. The other thing you must remember, which we talked about before, is that you're only getting the story from one side, and you're getting the story from the side that has been wronged, generally. And so it is quite possible that it is blown out of proportion, it's missing nuance, like, the story could also just be fake. Like, if you're playing with your friends, there's no reason to think that your friends are dicks, like the dicks of the internet. So, like, yeah, yes, again, so to go back to this, yes, stories are often embellished, but also they're coming from one particular POV, and so they're always gonna look more dramatic. They're very often gonna look more dramatic. We did see that other post that was, like, very undramatic, and yet they were very upset, and that was such a weird post to read. But, like, at the same time, like, these are real stories, but the characters within these stories are dicks. Like, if you read that and you think that it could possibly happen with your friend group, then you're already aware that your friends are rude. Like, you're already aware that they could react this way. If you're worried about it and you don't think it's possible for them to react this way, then it's like, these stories aren't about your friend group. And so it's just, I feel really bad that this person came across all of these stories to the point where they canceled the session because they think that having fun relies solely on them as the DM. I think that's a really upsetting thing to read. But I don't think that there isn't reality in it, because I do think that a lot of people think that if the game isn't fun, it's the DM's fault. Or if something goes awry, it's the DM's fault. If there's a bad player, sometimes it's the DM's fault. And that's really fucked up. And it's like the one thing that I harp on all the time. Like, you've heard me say it. DMs are also players, which is why I hate that we call players players. Because the divide isn't players and DM, it's characters and rule arbiter. Trying to please everyone at all times, perfectly please everyone. Yeah, it's never gonna happen, firstly. At the very least, because you're not gonna be happy anymore, and therefore you're not pleasing yourself. I hate that those words came out of my mouth. It is always the bard's fault, always. You know, you're not... I'm not gonna say you're right, but you're also not wrong. Such a bard when he's in dejection. Iggy, you can't go in the trash. I'm curious what kind of feedback the internet has given. Because It's all gonna be really kind stuff. I know that it can. Oh, good. Oh, turbulent jack-off, thank you. Pizza can end friendships. A TV show can end friendships. A toothbrush can end friendships. Friendships end because they're made out of people. That's what I said. That's what I said. You forgot Monopoly. That ends families. True. I did almost bring up Monopoly, but I thought that was too cliche to bring up. Does everybody like my not matching paired plaid? I think they look great together. Any social activity, literally what I said, can end friendships. Usually when people allow arguments to blow up and get out of control, or sometimes you just realize you don't enjoy spending time with people as much as you thought you did. 100%. New D&D player, is this not like Monopoly? Well, do I have an expository essay for you? People point at rogues as being edgy and shit, but I know it's the bards. Fair. I mean, it really just depends on what kind of game you're going for, because I could see both of those things really fucking up your shit. People suck, get AI friends? No! I mean, this is such a weird thing, because, like, I also think people suck. I hate people. But I like individuals. There are good individuals out there. In general, people suck. This isn't something specific to D&D, and it's definitely not something you should worry about when prepping for your first game. Go and have a good time. We all make mistakes. We all experience moments of frustration from time to time, when the dice fail us or things don't go the way we thought. Always remember, you're all there to play a game together. If anything starts going wrong, people get annoyed, or things get off the rails, just literally stop playing for a moment, have a drink break, and come back to the table with clear heads. It'll solve 99% of problems. Good luck, you got this. I will add to stop playing for a moment, have a drink break, come back to the table, have a conversation out of character, and then go back to playing. Or don't, depending on how that conversation goes. Making wide sweeping generalizations based on my own biases. Well, this is why I think people suck, is because of generalized biases. However, I know individuals that I do enjoy being around. So I also know individuals that I don't enjoy being around, but I'm willing to be around them because they're around the people that I do want to be around, if that makes any sense. Yes, Shade Throne. To who? You have no idea. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty. Burn Butcher Burn? I don't know Burn Butcher Burn. Hyatt, you? I like you. I feel like you're a little bit like me in the VC. You know? You're quiet. You don't say a whole lot. I just exist in there because I like having people around me even if it's digitally. This is also not just about VCs. This is also about being IRL. Sometimes there's people who are part of the group that you don't really want to be there, but you like the rest of the group. It's just the way it goes. Only if you and your friends are assholes, just like any social situation. Also what I said. Be aware if anyone seems to be frustrated and or not having fun, but don't put the game ahead of anyone else's feelings. There will be times when people don't seem very jazzed to play D&D. At those times, stop playing for the night and do something else. It's not D&D's fault. D&D is just a set of rules for playing pretend. Yeah, 100%. I mean, this isn't wrong. No, D&D does not end friendships. It, like many other things you can do with your friends, can be the setting or catalyst for bad behavior, which does end friendships. Yeah, that's fair. I think everybody's gonna say the same shit that I've already said, so let's go on to a brainstorming one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click all the buttons, and if you're so inclined to join us live, follow me over on Twitch, where we do chats like this, gaming, crafting, a bunch of stuff. And if you want more Reddit right now, check out the playlist below, or click for a video looking at a DM success story. Hope you had fun. I had a blast. Catch you next time. Bye!